controlling management system. That's what we call it. I represent. Before description start, I'll start from far. I'm the mobile operator representative that in complicated areas. In some seasons in the winter, sometimes it is impossible to reach them. Therefore, we're facing problem. When antenna stops operating, the service stops activating, stops working, and negatively affects the on the company image and also on the financial situation of the company. The problem is to keep the antennas in operational mode, and in case of damage, everything can be resolved, but it linked to the personnel need to go on the spot. It takes a time, and we're spending our money. So we try to decrease the involvement of the personnel in the improvement of the infrastructure. We need to have a permanent and high quality power to provide the full service. So in case of the low power, the antenna transfers automatically on the generator, and to keep them out of the power, the generators need to be controlled. And as you know, but to make this generator run properly, it need to be installed properly in the good way. So company AzRy gives us a possibility to, on the distance mode, control this over these generators. So in our case, the control of generator will be very expedient to us. Very good idea. Now, let's move on our decision, and let's consider this. In control mode, it's a centralized controlled net, and consists of from the different components. Main component, it's the controller itself, electronic device that's autonomous, and it can control some infrastructure locally and accordingly control their work. Besides, it has a GPIS, and some other wireless system might be integrated in the controller, and by the sensors that are installed in the collect the information from the electronic device and pass it to the central server. The central system is the integral part of the system. It coordinates the work and the sim, and all the above mentioned needs to keep the control by controller. It's very simple. By the simple interface means the customer can go into the system and put the parameters what are needed for the controllers, and by the controller might receive the information on the device. In our case, it will be the generators. Also, it is very important within the frame of competence, they can conduct those activities that they are assigned to. For example, some people, they conduct only monitorings, but the professional engineer, they might enter some parameters in the system. It's very important to receive the notifications about some situation or the problem. So in our case, we made the integration of the information model. What it does, it generates out of some situation, some warning or emergency situation on the screen. It brings up on the control panel. Also sends the SMS information to the person who is the responsible for this or that activities. For example, in Hasbegi, in Highland area, if antenna is damaged, we're receiving a central office that information, and also the engineer will receive the information by the SMS who is responsible for that certain damages. Also from the server they can receive the information, and separately operator can resolve the problem. Also, it is important for managers. It is important to provide them the reports that they need statistical and analytical reports. So how we do it? The controller controls the situation locally, receives the information, compiles the data locally, but by means of the servers, accordingly to what is needed for the back office, they send the information. For example, in case of the generators, very important data are how many hours generator worked throughout some certain period of time. To sum it up, what tasks we're resolving. This is to control on the distance, the system on the distance by controller, collecting the information and store it 24/7. 24/7 conducting the monitoring of the system, even if it is the switched off, and gives us a hand to make a decision without leaving the office and resolve this problem from the office and effectively manage the system. This is the basic principles what we can do with this system. And also, this decision should be underlined that are adapted in existing infrastructures. And the project which was also conducted, that was the installation, in that case, installation of the system, what I have mentioned about. So we installed more than 300 controllers were installed across the country, but the works are still being conducted. This is to control some old generators that didn't have the automatic systems, and as a result of integration of our controllers, they have the full information where our controllers were installed. I should mention that our system, controller system, is not created only for generators. This is for some other organizations. And we realized and implemented in Georgian Railways electronic screens and their controlling system. These we were able to conduct within 4 weeks because it was based already existing CDMS system. In other cases, for at least we would need in some other case it would take us 4 or 5 months. So in our company, this automatization for the elevators we're implementing this project for the elevators, and in case of the interested persons, we can provide this information. We should underline also all these above mentioned decision. The software and the hardwares were assembled, implemented by the Georgian specialists, and we're very proud of it. We want to share it with you. Now, as for the decrease of the costs, we all know that automatization system, it decrease the cost for operational part very much. And on the basis of statistics, automatization of throughout the branches as a minimum decrease the cost from 15 to 20%. In some cases, it reached the 50%. When we can do this, even for our the cost that we spend for our infrastructures. Now let's go back to the main topic, which is unique, and I would like to underline once again, this not for, just like I mentioned, this not created for information screens for the generator. It is general, overall. The architect is so simply assembled that you can adjust this system to in any field and used in any system where we need to control on the distance from the offices some certain electronic devices.
So if you are wondering about our product, you can go to our table and the technicians will answer your questions. Thank you for your attention. Now I'm giving the floor to Mr. Alexandrov, company Checkpoint representative.